What's up, y'all? Stephanie here, current World Team member. Fire me up, you guys. I hope everybody got something in their cup tonight.
Yes, yeah.
Where we at? Where we at? Okay. So tonight's call is about to be fire. Let me tell you that. But a little bit about myself. So, I got started on the products in 2014. But before that, I was fresh out of college. I was the skinny girl looking for some gains, looking for some curves, and I didn't know that you could get some gains on the products. So when my upline reached out to me, y'all will hear from her later on in the call. I did not take my results serious. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. I did not take it serious, and then she brought up the business opportunity to me, and I was like, I'm not trying to be a coach. Like, what do you mean? But that's when I first started taking my results super serious, you guys. And I was able to gain 15 pounds and then moved on to gain 20 pounds. And then results got too BOM, you know what I'm saying? And little Sharif is here in the back asleep. Sharif Jr. So that's a little bit about me. I will be sharing a little bit more a little later as well. But I pretty much work this business part-time with the full-time mindset from home, around being a new mom, going to school online, and doing makeup part-time. And what the business has done for me basically is like put some money, put a little extra income in my pocket. You know what I'm saying? I was able to pay my last car note last month with my check and from the business, and just pay like for gas, groceries, whatever, cell phone bill. And honestly, that means more to me than working for somebody and getting a check and paying that, because it's like I did that, you know what I'm saying? So if I could do that, that's pretty much a little snippet of what I could do for my life later on. And yes, car note paid off. What note? You know what I'm saying? But before we get into the call, I want to do a little bit of recognition. So we do have some people who leveled up in the business, and I want to recognize them. So first, let's get into senior consultant. We had Taylor. So if you could come off mute and share a little bit, because I know you did double cut. If you're on the line, is she on the line?
She actually picked up a shift tonight. Oh, okay. She normally has Mondays off, but she's all about her money, obviously, as she double cuts. So
it is all good.
Yeah, I could speak a little bit for her just because I was kind of tapped in with her the whole month if you want, or whatever.
Yeah, because I know she double cut, so she did senior consultant and QP. So if you know a little bit more.
Yeah, so basically Taylor was doing like 3 or 4 challenges with me, and she wasn't really like taking the first few of them seriously, and then she finally kind of like kicked it into gear. And the same challenge, she kicked it into gear, she got crazy results. And 2 of her friends were asking her like, hey, you know, what's that challenge that you're a part of? So I just kind of like brought it to her attention. And she decided to become a coach. And then she ended up actually having like 5 new PMs last month. And only 1 new challenger, but her 1 new challenger took 4th place. So that was super awesome as well. But she's just been like really grinding it out. And like every time she's off work, she's working her Herbalife business. So it's kind of like what you said in the beginning. She works it part-time with the full-time mindset. She also has a like little stepdaughter that she helps raise. So she's like busy taking care of a kid and helping put the kid through school. So a lot of stuff that, you know, all you mommies do, she's been trying to do and still manage her business. So she's just been kind of like gas pedal to the floor. She's 190 points away from supervisor, and she just got a PM that hasn't ordered yet that's supposed to order tonight. So she's definitely been working. And I just been like kind of tapping in with her, and she's been doing a lot on her own, you guys. Like today, she told me about like 3 orders that she had to call Herbalife because XYZ. I'm like, yo, you didn't even tell me about any of that. Like, you just handled it. So she's really just been like, if she has an issue that she can't figure out, she'll put it in the chat or reach out to me. But for the most part, has just been like, my Herbalife has been her best friend. So that's another thing for you guys to know. Like, my Herbalife has everything. If your coach is busy, you can find it on my Herbalife or the chat. Somebody else will help you.
Dope. Okay. She's been fire. Okay. Okay, so next we have, let me see if he's on the call. Ruben. Is Ruben on the call? I don't see him. Okay. Michaela, where you at, girl? I know you hit supervisor.
I'm here.
Come off mute.
Yes, I'm here. I don't really know what to say.
Okay, so just share a little bit about how you did it and like share a tip with somebody who might be new, also trying to hit supervisor. But even for the seasoned folks, like we could all learn something too. So
okay, so one thing that I really think has been really helpful for me to get to this point so fast, especially, is just really, again, like that whole like I do it part-time, but that full-time mindset, really like literally planning things around like, okay, what do I know? What haven't I done enough of in the business? What do I want to do more of? And really like utilizing you guys, like utilizing all of y'all's tools that you give us, like either whether I'm just watching y'all on social media or whether I'm in the call, like really making sure I take notes and apply it, you know, for myself and really think about like, what do I want? Like, because if I do something, I'm not gonna halfway do it. I gotta fully do it, and that's what I think took me a really long time to really decide that I wanted to be a distributor. So I really made sure, like, with my whole life, it's like I planned, like, okay, this day or this week, I'm gonna accomplish this, that, and the third. I ensured to do the same thing with this, and really ensuring to be authentic. Like, people just keep showing up and reaching out to people, even if they're not really like, if they're like, oh, I don't know. Like, I had one girl, she was like, I don't want to have smoothies for a meal. I was like, first of all, these are shakes. Second of all, you can do like other stuff with it, you know. And she could say, oh, I don't know. I said, well, when you're ready, you know, let me know. And that she would be like commenting randomly when I would post stuff, and I would every time say, hey, yeah, I'm not gonna, like, I think Pat told me this, like, we don't convince people, you know, we just show them and, you know, tell them what to do with it. So that's what I've been really trying to do. And I have so many people who at first was like, nah, to where when I learned kind of how I want to communicate or how I want to show my business, kind of come on their own and be like, whoa, girl, I'm seeing you. Somebody was in my highlight. And it was like randomly like, what is this that you're doing? I'm like, yeah, I'm like, who are you? First of all, but hi. Like, that was like really cool because like people are just like, just keep being yourself, continuing to do what you're going to do, what you're doing, and it'll kind of like just show out for itself. Now I'm trying to like push it into overdrive. I'm really trying to focus first and foremost. And I talk a whole lot about this. And I think that's what's gotten, like, last month was like amazing for me because I think I really started talking more about, even when I'm like just meeting people for the first time and they're asking me about Herbalife, how important it is for me to like do it with them, and how important, like, I'm also trying to be one of my best clients. Like, I'm a client as well, and that doesn't change. And I talk about that a lot. And I'm utilizing like that, like, what do you want from me on your journey, and what can we do, you know, what can we do for each other so we can continue to get results together. And I think that giving that like connection has been like first and foremost, yeah, like the biggest thing for me. Yeah.
okay, sorry, I couldn't find the mute button. No, that was A1 because, and I totally feel you on that, because I didn't know how to communicate with people once they were like, nah, either at first. Like, that took me some time. But no, you were speaking straight facts just now. So we have a few more. I actually skipped Crystal. I'm so sorry. I know you hit qualified producer, so if you can come off mute and share a couple tips as well, that would be amazing.
So I also have 2 jobs. So I'm trying to build this business in order to get away from second job. I've just been trying to work the program as best I can with not only myself, but trying and doing a lot of wellness profiles, but I'm not having too much luck on a lot of them. I actually just signed a client up today, about 2 hours ago, so she's gonna order tonight. But supervisor in the making, hopefully at the end of the month.
You got this, girl. You got it. It's done. It's no hopefully. We gotta speak it into existence, you know? Okay, so my boo over here, Liz, his world team. I'm gonna need you to come off mute one time.
Okay. Hi, you guys. So basically, just getting other people in action has kind of been the difference for me this time around. Last time I hit World Team, I felt like I was like, it was different. We didn't have a preferred membership option, obviously. So everybody that you had like kind of get on a discount, you didn't know if they really wanted to coach or they had just wanted a discount. So it was like, you didn't know if you really had a team or you just had people that wanted to order product at a discount. Now coming back into it is like very clear, you know, these are the people that just want to be on product. These are the people that, you know, if they want to build into something, it's very easy for me to get to know like what their lifestyle is. Like Crystal was saying, she works 2 jobs. So when I tap in with her, I'm like, yo, let me know when you're free, because I know you're 2 jobs. Let me know how I can tap in with you, how I can help you. Same with Taylor. So it's just being very intentional with my people is kind of how I've been able to build to this point, this time around, with it feeling easy. Like last month, I was able to do 2,500 by the 15th, and it was just from helping other people get to the, you know, places that they wanted to get to. So I think if you really pour into your people and find out like what they really want from this business, it makes it very clear on how you can help them. Also getting to know them like authentically as real life friends. Like I've never met Crystal face to face. She's actually my second line. She's not even my front line. But I feel like we're like best friends. I talk to her every day. So it's like literally really get to know your people. I said that last week too, because it makes you enjoy doing this business every day, because you are talking to people that you genuinely like being in business with, and you genuinely want to see win. So that's what I would say is build relationships and help your people get to where they want to get to.
Fire. No, speaking of getting to know your people, like that is super key, because when doing your follow-up, I don't know if it was just me, but it would be very vague. Like, hey, what's up? How's your week going? Like, but there's more to them than just like, how's your week? How's your day? How was your weekend? It's like, you know, how's this? How is that? Like, what is their kids' names? You know what I'm saying? Get to know them. Prove that. What do they like to do for fun? Because they're not just Herbalife and your client. Like they're a regular person too. So that was dope. And I also hit World Team. So I'm gonna share a little bit about that, because I don't know if you know, but a few years ago, I was like in and out of cuts, you guys. I would hit 2,500, then I would miss, and then I would hit it and then miss. And when I tell you, like everything happens for a reason, it was just like I needed to grow into that pin first. I was going through so much, being in a different relationship and just going through a whole bunch of things, and I wasn't taking it really serious as I thought I was. I was present on all the calls, but I wasn't pouring into my people, like Liz was just saying. I feel like people didn't really know who I was. It was just surface level. Like I was scared to just be vulnerable and be myself. And I really just got clear with what I wanted and why I wanted it. And then it wasn't really until I got pregnant that I'm like, okay, I gotta go about this a little differently, because I'm not just doing this as a hobby. I really enjoy being a Herbalife distributor, I thank God for this opportunity all the time, every single day, because I know I want to work for myself. And what hit a little different was, I think it was my final cut of World Team. And I was like 700 volume points away, like 2-3 days before the month was over. And I was just like, if I hit it, I hit it. If I don't, I don't, you know. And that was my mindset until what I did was I got an accountability partner, you guys, and Liz has been my accountability partner. And when I tell you she's been on it and we've been on it for each other, it's literally crazy, because before, when I would have an accountability partner, I would be ducking and dodging, like, because I know I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do. And it's like, when you have somebody checking on you, you kind of don't want them to text you or anything, because you're like, I know I ain't been doing what I'm supposed to do. Like, don't text me, please. Don't ask me what my volume is, nothing. But we've been on it. And the last few days, I was just like, oh no, I think I had a reorder. And then I asked my mom if she was reordering, and the next thing I was like 300 documented volume points away, then 150 away. Then, you know, and I was like, oh no, I gotta hit it now. Like, there's no turning back. Like, I'm hitting this, period. And once I like declared that and had that confidence, and I said it with my chest. I meant it. You know what I'm saying? So I felt it and it came through. So that's pretty much that. But we are about to get into this guest speaker, you guys. One second. Okay, so my bad, you guys. So about to get into this guest speaker, and she is literally one of my favorite people in this entire world. And I just can't wait for y'all to hear this, because it's about to be so fire. She's, like I said, one of my favorite people. Met her in high school through some mutual friends. And I became one of her clients in 2016, like I was sharing with you guys earlier. And back in, 2014. And she presented me with the business in 2016. And that's when I was like, yeah, I don't know about this. But I just said yes, because that's what you learn in this business. You just say yes and you just figure the shit out later. So you just figure it out. So basically, she has been one of the people who has literally seen my potential before I could even see it for myself. And looking back, when I felt like I didn't want to be a part of the business or whatever, or was skeptical about joining, when I see myself today, I honestly don't know what I would have done if she would have never presented the business opportunity to me. Like, I don't know what I would be doing right now. So I really appreciate her. She's dope, a mother of 2 little girls, twin girls. They're the cutest thing ever. And she is just a go-getter, the definition of a female boss. Okay. Y'all probably already know who I'm talking about, because she over here smiling. But so if you don't know her, you're gonna get to know her. She don't sugarcoat nothing. Okay. That's another reason why I love her. She just keeps it real all the time. And so without further ado, please give it up for Global Expansion Team member, Sibet.
Yeah, that's my Hey guys. Okay, so first and foremost, I'm gonna ask everybody who is able to take your video or turn your video on, please do, because I love to look at all of your faces. I'm understanding if you have stuff going on, because I know that sometimes I'm on the calls and I can't be on video because I'm dealing with my children. But if I can ask you all to please turn your video on so I can see your faces, so we can be present. Okay. Steph, thank you for that edification, Lord. Okay, so quick, very side note. So Steph and I, yes, met in high school, but our brothers are friends too. So it was when I used to have long, like, dark hair. That's why we call each other twin, because our brothers literally would get us, like, they would see her out, like my brothers would see her out and think out she was me, and vice versa. And it's still, like, to this day, like, it's so funny. And now I'm bald, so I mean, bald by choice though, so don't get it fucked up. Okay. Now, just like Steph said, I am very blunt and very honest. And so if I have permission to be myself, and y'all gonna hear me cuss a few times, and that's just gonna be what it is. Okay. So if you need to, I don't know what you need to do, go in a different room. I don't know, but that's just what it is. Okay. So I started the business in 2013. I actually was introduced into the company by Pat, so Patrick Livingston, and he found me on Instagram. And it's very funny because what you'll learn in the business just from now on, no matter how long you've been a part of the business, is that you are going to duplicate everything that your coach does. So that's why, as a coach, it's very important for you to be duplicatable, because no matter your bad habits and your good habits, your people are going to duplicate, whether you know it or not. Okay, so that's something to really take note of. So Pat had hit me on Instagram or whatnot, and just reached out about Herbalife. And or I think he followed me, and so I saw he was doing Herbalife. He was happy, he was this, he was that, and I was like, okay, like this is a lifestyle that, you know, like I would probably want, but I was very skeptical about Herbalife. I actually tried a lot of different diet programs. Like I was always in GNC trying to figure out what I could do to lose weight quickly. And actually right before, I think it was a few months, either a few weeks or a few months, it was so long ago, but a few weeks or a few months before I actually said yes to the opportunity of starting Herbalife Nutrition, as far as a plan and money, because at the time I really needed to make money and lose weight. So before Herbalife, I was an unhealthy, unmotivated, just the queen of like it was everything that you could think of. Like I was just tired. I was a professional dancer for a dance company of the previous 4 years at the time. And I was an ex-athlete. And so I was just looking for something to give me energy. You know, I didn't have children at the time, but I had no energy all day. I was drinking coffee, you know, I used to work for Starbucks, so I was going to get shots of like just everything, like espresso, everything. And I was drinking 5-hour energies, all these different things that was not, I was having a crash, right? There's nothing that was sustaining my energy throughout the day. And so for me, I feel like at that time, my energy was the energy of like a 45-year-old. Like that's just unhealthy. Like it was terrible. And I was only 21 years old. So I had went and tried this, whatever it was called, whatever diet it was, where you put these drops in your drink and you eat a certain amount of calories a day. And I had a modeling, I was in a fashion show and we were at rehearsal and I legit almost passed out. And that's when I realized like I have to do something different. So I ended up reaching back out to Pat, and I told him I was ready to start. And, you know, I was living paycheck to paycheck at the time. I was driving a 94 Saturn twin cam. Like it was literally a point A to point B car. If you guys, I'm from the Bay Area, I'm from Richmond. So if y'all know about the Bay, like, you know, BART is everywhere. Like we just took BART everywhere. Like it really wasn't that big of a deal. My car didn't go past 60 miles an hour. So I was barely on the freeway. And it was just something that I was just looking for an opportunity. So when I first started the business, my first month, I lost 8 pounds. I went on to lose a total of 19 pounds and put on 10 pounds of lean muscle. And I made, in my first month, I know I made at least $124. So for me, that money was everything, because it was an income that I enjoyed making because I was helping other people, right? And you don't have to be big on social media. Like I didn't have as big of a social media following as I do now. I've always had some type of social media following, but it wasn't that I knew how to sell products. It wasn't that I knew I didn't know the whole marketing plan or anything like that. It was because I just shared what I was doing, and people were attracted to that. They saw how my energy changed. They saw that I was losing. I was just documenting my journey. You know what I mean? Like we're on our phones all day, every day. Why not just document your journey? I'm gonna tell you this: if you are like Steph said, she's a proud Herbalife distributor. If you are a scared Herbalife distributor, scared money don't make money. You feel me? So you're gonna make some scared money, and it's gonna be very scarce, if that makes sense, right? So, I remember I had never met Pat before, so I don't know about a lot of you guys, but social media is huge now, right? So a lot of you may not have met your uplines yet, or downline, or et cetera, like Liz was saying earlier. But Pat was in SAC. It was Pat and Jen. And they were in Sacramento, and they were like, oh, come to SDS and this, and that. I don't know what the hell SDS was. And I was like, I don't know y'all like that. I'm not going. Like, I'm not driving to Sacramento. Like, I don't even know y'all like that. Like, you know, I'm from Richmond. Like, I don't know about Sacramento, but Nah. So I wasn't driving out there. And I think I started in May. I'm not sure if Extravaganza that year was in August or if it was in, October or July. I think that was the last year we had it in one of those months. But anyway, I would not go to STS. Don't remember. And Extravaganza was coming up. So there was an event in San Francisco that they went to. I think Jen was swimming across Alcatraz or some crazy shit. And I ended up going over there. And I was like, cool, it's in my city. I work in the city. I work in San Francisco. No problem. I'm gonna go. You know, it's open space. I don't know these people like that, so it's cool. So I ended up meeting up with them, and all they kept talking about was Extravaganza. And I was like, what is Extravaganza? Like, oh, you gotta go. But again, I told you I'm living paycheck to paycheck, so I'm not knowing. I'm like, where is it? They're like, Vegas. I'm like, can't afford a plane ticket. Like, it's my mindset. Like, I had a broke mindset, right? Like, the cup was always half empty instead of half full. So I'm like, I'm not going to be able to get off work. I'm not going to be able to do this, do that. And Pat was like, if you don't ask, the answer's always no. Right? So I use that to this day. I think I told somebody that yesterday. I'm like, if you don't ask, the answer's always no. And I was trying to figure out where I got that from, but it was my sponsor. Hey, Pat, PL. Okay. So I'm like, you right. So I think Extravaganza was like a week and a half away. I'm like, the schedule's already done, whatever. So I went to work and I asked my boss and I said, hey, there's this business event I'd like to go to in Vegas. I know the schedule's already complete, but like, I wanted to know if there was any way that I could go. He told me yes. So I was like, what? Like you said, you know, if you don't ask, the answer's always no. So Pat was like, if you can get to Sacramento, you got a ride in a room. It's good. So I'm like, cool. So I drove my little bucket to Sacramento, barely made it. Okay. I ended up driving one of the other teammates' cars to Vegas, her mom's car. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, people hugging me, saying what's up. Like, I don't know if y'all been around urban black people, but it's like the hugs and they're like, hold on, I don't even know you like that, bro. Like, what's up? Handshake. You know what I mean? But I grew into that. Like, I got comfortable. Like, oh, these are people that I really want to be around, right? So we get to Vegas. We deep in a room. Like, I think we had like what, Pat, like 2 rooms, like 3 rooms. I don't know, but we were like packed like sardines, but it didn't matter because it was the event. Let me tell y'all, I have never, ever been around that many fine, fit, and black people in one space. Okay. So that was one thing, that was one thing for me. Cause these companies, like, y'all know what it is usually, right? And so when I get there, I'm like, damn, like this, cause I had never been to an event. So if you haven't been to an event, I know obviously we're in quarantine, so it's different, but hop on these STS calls, you guys, because you're not going to see everybody, but the energy is everything. Okay. So we went, I remember I brought my laptop. And I just remember, like, we were in the nosebleeds, like we was up. But that event, I can't tell you everything that was talked about, but it was the stories. And I believe I'm not extravagant. Extravagance is different. Okay. So I remember, I don't think that was the year Brian Holyfield hit president's team, because Brian Holyfield was the first Black president's team member. But I know that was the year that our upline press. So Jerry hit press, Style hit press, Nani hit press. It was a few other people. But for me personally, to see people that look like me on that stage that are making $20,000 plus a month was mind blowing to me. And I remember right before Extravaganza, like Pat, like I'm grateful for my sponsor because he always pushed me. And we used to have friendly competitions, and that's something that I duplicated into my team, where it's like, oh, I bet you won't do this month. I bet you won't do this month. And when I get into goal setting later, he has a lot to do with how I goal set and how I taught my team to goal set. Okay, so we'll get into that a little bit later. But all in all, when it came to Extravaganza, that is really where I gained a lot of skills, listening to what other people were doing when it came to just basics. So number one, I started writing my goals down. If you don't write your goals down, they're just dreams, right? And so I started to, like, the fact, like, literally, I told y'all, like, I was living paycheck to paycheck. Like, I didn't know what I wanted to do. All I knew is that I wanted to make at least $200 a month at that time. I didn't know it was possible. Okay. So I wrote my goals down for sure. And on top of that, on top of writing my goals down, I wrote down what month I wanted those goals to hit by. All right. So we get back home. We get back from Extravaganza. I met a lot of people at that event. And when I got home, one of my goals was to move. And I had been trying to move to, and I'll tell you about the word try in a second, but my intention, okay, was to move to LA right after high school. I got, you know, it was the peak of the recession though, so I didn't end up going to the schools that I got into down here in Los Angeles. I ended up staying home. And I went to a JC to save money because my parents couldn't afford to put me in college like that. I didn't want to take out any loans, et cetera, right? So one of those things was I either will move to LA or Atlanta by December 2013. And then my other goal was to have a new car. And so I said I will purchase a new car by November 1st, 2013. Mind you, I'm not sure if it was July or October at the time, okay? So, no, July or August. So when I get home, I get home to my house going into foreclosure, okay? I had 3 days, a house I've been living in for 18 years. I had 3 days to pack up my entire life, you know, my house, and move out. And so it's really interesting because life has a way of testing you, right? And life has a way of really, like if you say you want something, life is gonna be like, okay, well, show me, okay? And so sometimes you're put into uncomfortable situations to help you grow. Right now, the person that you are right now is not gonna get you to where you wanna be at. You have to grow, period, right? You have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. And it's funny because I think I heard Madi say that yesterday or today or something like that. I don't know. I heard one of my downlines say that, and it's so crazy because I hear myself through them. And if a lot of you guys may not even know who I am because I've been a little MIA the last 2 years dealing with stuff I have to deal with. However, you are a duplicate. Like, people are gonna duplicate you. So just always, I'm gonna keep saying that you have to be mindful of how you rock. Okay. So I remember I called my sister, so I called Maddie, and I said, sis, you gotta join me. I think she was the first person I called, and I was so juiced. You understand why I was so excited? I'm like, bro, you gotta join me in this business, like, because she had been inquiring about Herbalife a little bit. Like, I thought she was trying to get her little shit together. You know, she working out here and there. You know, we was both on like the thicker side. You feel me? At the time, this is my older sister, so I'm like, you know, that's my hi, yeah. I see Yaya over there. So, you know, so I'm just like, we have to do this. Like, you gotta do this with me. Like, I was just thinking about everybody I could put together, and Marty was not fucking with me. She was like, nope, not doing it, whatever, right? So she wasn't. And so, so anyway, so I did not know. All I knew is that I was prepared to do what I had to do to get to where I wanted to be. And I believe, Pat, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know if you remember, but I know before, I think I went to Extravaganza as a qualified producer, and I left as supervisor. Before we left Vegas, I was a supervisor, okay? Because I knew at 50%, the shakes was going to taste better, tabs was going to be better, results was going to be better. You feel me? Like, I was going to be able to get more products. Like, I was like 50%, it was like, oh, that's what it is. That's where I'm going. Okay, another thing to write down. If you have no idea how to get there, you'll never get there. So I don't know where you guys would like to be by January kickoff. What are we in? We have October LEW this month, but you have another 90 days until January kickoff. So write down the pin level that you would like to be in the next 90 days. And then make sure you know how to get there. So who is very familiar with the marketing plan? Raise your hand. If you're not, it's perfectly fine. Okay, so that's not enough. Right? If you guys talk about how you want to be at president's team and millionaire team, all these levels, active world team, all these levels where you're making a great amount of income, like passive income, that where you could up and leave your job. Like, who's interested in leaving their job right now? Raise your hand. Those of you who are currently employed. Okay, I know we're in a pandemic, but okay, great. So let me tell you this before I continue my story. Do not be in a rush to leave your job. Okay? Don't. Because this Herbalife income is extra income right now. Okay? It's extra. Your job money, the income you're getting with your job, you may not like it there right now, but it's somewhere you have to be until you're making at least 2 or 3 times more with Herbalife than your job. Right? So we're staying in our jobs until we get comfortable enough to work for ourselves. And let me tell you, entrepreneurship and working for yourself is a lot harder than it looks like. because you have to employ yourself. Okay? It's very easy for you to wake up at 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. Oh, I work for myself. I'm good. Yawning, whatever. I'll go to the gym. Like, to have a leisure day. And those days go back to back to back to back. And next thing you know, it's 6 months later and you're not making as much money as you were when you had that job. Because when you have that job, you're working around your schedule. Right? When you're working for yourself, you create your own schedule. And that is way harder than it looks. Okay? So, anyway. So, I end up coming back. I moved in with my grandmother. I was on a couch. That's when I said, oh, I'm not even about to unpack these boxes. Like, I'm about to move to LA. Right? So I made the decision. So I ended up, when you make your decision, once you make a decision, it's a wrap. The how doesn't matter. It's the why. Right? So I don't know what your why is right now, but write down your why. And if you don't have one, you need to have one by tomorrow. So write down your why. Now, I ended up making enough money. I can't tell you guys what the time frames were, but just know I started, Pat had me on one. Like, I was making, we were doing a lot. Like, volume-wise, like, I was racing him. Like, the Addy org, so if you guys don't know, we're part of the Addy org, right? They used to have—
Man, share the volume.
Okay, all right. So, we used to have top 10. I wish I had took the screenshots. I have them. I'll send them to y'all guys later. But we had top 10. I think it was top 100 in the Addy org, right? So I can't tell you the months, but all I know, I went from 8,000. So I hit active supervisor fairly quickly. That's when I moved to LA. I moved to LA October 24th. So it'll be almost it'll be 7 years in 2 weeks. Okay. So I ended up getting a new car. So just before I get to the volume, because I know Pat, you have to get on my nerves. Okay. So I got a new car. I ended up purchasing a brand new Honda Accord. It was 2013. Okay. Got rid of that little bucket. No problem. Because I was like, I need to get a car to move to LA. And then that was, I think, October 14th. And then October 24th, I moved to Los Angeles. And again, I did not know where, like, I didn't know where I was going to stay or nothing. I was just like, I'm moving. Like, if y'all know LA is a hustle city. Like, you just got to figure it out. And so because I decided, right? Because I decided I'm moving, didn't know LA or Atlanta, chose LA. And then the date, I put the date. Remember I told you I put the date next to it. Now, when you put dates next to goals, you may not reach it by then, or you may reach it before then. But by you putting your date next to your goal, you're going to get closer to it because it's going to be in your mind every day, right? And it's something powerful about writing it down, putting a pen to a paper. Fuck all that technology shit, right? Like, forget an online calendar. No, get you a planner, okay? Get you a planner and plan it out, okay? So, this like top volume, and we're gonna start doing top volume again for real, because this really like put a spark under my ass. But this top volume list, I was like, oh, I gotta get on that list. I went from 2,500, I think it was like 2,500 to the next month doing 5K, to the next month doing 10K, to 18K, then 21K, then 22, and I think my highest month was 28,000 volume points, personal volume. Okay, so y'all know who Garen Jones is, right? Hope so. Okay, y'all know who else was there? Christy's not in the business anymore. Brian Holyfield, the Tara Malias, the Style Bells. These are all people on these top lists. When I tell you for 3 months in a row, me and Garen were head to head, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, because I wanted to keep beating myself from last month, right? And in the same token, my sponsor helping me get to where I wanted to be, I was helping him, because we hit global expansion team for Pat real quick, right? So yeah, it was different, okay? And it was just because I kept sharing my story. And I kept sharing what I was doing every day. And you don't have to know everything. You don't have to know about all the products. You don't have to know about, you know, I say learn the marketing plan because it's important, but literally once I learned, okay, I need this amount of volume to get here, and then I'm personally beating my month from last month. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I did 18K last month. Now I gotta do at least 20, right? And so right now, as I'm sharing volume, I will share with you, and I'll go over it later, but how to goal set. So what Pat taught me was, okay, where do you want to be at the end of the month? So for example, 20K, right? I need to do 20,000 volume points this month because I did 18 last month. Okay, so you need at least 10 by the 15th. Because if you have at least half of your goal by the 15th of the month, you're halfway there, right? And then also what you can do is you can break it down. So if it's 20,000, I don't know, somebody do, hold on, you do it. Hold on. 20,000 volume points for the month. So let's say 5K. I'll be realistic, right? So if you guys are going for 5K, because 5K is like, if you do 5K per month, personal volume, like you are guaranteed to be on your way to active royalty and beyond, right? So, and you're also qualified for everything. That's also something, thank you, because that's also something that Pat taught me, is to qualify for everything. Like anything there is to qualify for, all these small promotions like the bag and the towel and this and that, qualify for it. But also, y'all, life is different at the tables at SDS. VIP is different. Okay, I don't know if you guys have ever sat, I don't know what that was, my niece is in here. I don't know if you guys have ever sat, you know, like in the front of the room. I don't know if you have one, president team of the day, you know, when we're doing live STSs, but it's different. You hear things differently. You know, you sitting at the tables, you got your own aloe and tea, and it's for you, and it's like, it's different, right? And I knew at extravaganza, the very first extravaganza that I went to, I was going to sit at the bottom tables. Like, I'm going to get closer and closer and closer and closer to the bottom, because the bottom is where it's at. Like, it's not for real, but like the bottom of the stadium, like that's where it's at, like the tables, like, you feel me? So I made sure that I qualified for VIP every single event. Gold and platinum. Bronze is cool, you know what I mean? You working your way up, that's cool. But gold and platinum, because that's where you get all the, like, you getting your bang for your buck. You feel me? Like, I only paid, I think it was $96 to sign up for my business. Are you serious? $96? And I damn near borrowed it from somebody. Just like I think Steven was saying it the other day, like I damn near borrowed it from somebody, right? So, you know, results got too great. You feel me? Results was too bomb. You know, I say this all the time. I know Steph didn't look. Hello, duplication. Madi, I respect my sister because she was my very first distributor, and she has never gone anywhere. Okay, she been here even when I wasn't here. She was here, right? And results got too bomb, and here come all the babies. Okay, these urban babies, y'all better be careful. Relax, blue, y'all better be careful. Okay, all right. So, I moved to LA October. I'm being real. October 2013. By May, we went on a Vegas promotion with the team. We was lit. Results was popping. We taking group pictures. It was my birthday weekend. It was lit. I get back. I was in a prep for a bikini competition. I'm like, man, babe, I'm bloated. Like, I don't know what's going on. My stomach ain't as flat as it was last week. I don't know what's going on. He like, you pregnant? I said, no, I'm not. I can't be. Ain't no way. So I was in Vegas, pregnant, didn't know. Okay. That was the last turn up I had for like a year. Ended up pregnant with the twins. And yeah, the Urban Twins. And y'all have probably seen them on my page and, you know, and his page, and they turned. Okay. We had some real life Urban babies. And so I had them in January. And the great thing about your team is when you develop a team, your team's gonna ride for you. Okay? So your team's gonna ride for you. And when I tell y'all, we hit our first cut of global expansion team 2 weeks after I delivered the kids. So I'd only been, I believe I hit active world team within 6 months of the business, because it wasn't until I moved to LA that I went to my first STS. I went to the warehouse for the first time, all these different things that people have been done, right? And I was just like, you could ask Pat. I was in the delivery, like I was literally, I'm a 1.5 centimeters dilated, or 3 centimeters dilated. I was gonna have a C-section, right? And y'all, like the old team knows, like I used to have a binder of my wellness profiles. Like I wasn't doing all that technology shit. Like I had a thick old green binder. It's over here in the corner right now. And I was on the hospital bed. Like literally my surgery was like in 30 minutes and I'm doing wellness profiles. I had like 5 more to do for the day. Like I had a goal of how many wellness profiles to do per day, because I knew that out of 10 wellness profiles, for example, a day, I'm going to get at least 2 clients and then at least one distributor. Back then we didn't have preferred membership. So it was just a member, like you just become a member for the discount, right? And so I had to call Pat because Steven was like, if you don't get off of your phone and have these kids, leave Herbalife alone for 2 seconds. And I'm like, but I have a goal. Like this is how serious it was. This is how serious it is. Like if y'all listen, I knew where I wanted to go though. I knew press team. Like I knew it was close for me. Like I'm like, no, like I need to keep going. Like we good. I said, Pat, okay, listen, I got 3 more people I need to talk to. Can you please talk to them for me? Because I'm about to have my C-section. He like, nigga, you want a hospital? Yes, please help me. And I got it, right? So Pat was like, don't worry about it. Give me the people is lit. Like, no problem. So he took care of that for me. So again, if you, whatever you don't know, your sponsor gonna know. Your sponsor gonna help you out. Okay, period. And if not, they upline's gonna help you out. Okay, period. Okay. So I know I don't have that much time. So again, this is how serious, like I was focused. I remember I was not listening to any radio. Like radio was out. Like music was out. Like whenever I hopped in the car, I was listening to ET. And I just started listening to ET again, like maybe 2-3 weeks ago, like consistently. And my boyfriend is funny because he used to listen to ET all the time too. And now we're on our shit every day. Like personal development is so important. Okay. So keep that in mind. Personal development. First 30 minutes waking up. As soon as you wake up, just like you feed your body, you got to feed your mind. Okay. So it was ET all day. ET, Les Brown. That's it. ET, Les Brown. ET, Les Brown. That's it. Okay, 2 weeks after, we hit Global Expansion Team. That was 2015. Now it's 2020. Okay, we know this. Okay, so first cut, second cut, third cut, done. Right, and life was good. I traded my Honda in. I ended up getting my dream car, which was a BMW X3. Okay, life was great. And I was off work, and I ended up going back to work. And then I was like, you know what? I can't do this because I was off work for 6 months with my kids. And so to go back to work and have all the first things happening with their dad, because he's a full-time Herbalife, I was like, nope, not gonna happen. So I quit. And this is where it comes to, and I have 10 minutes. This is where it comes to keep your job until you are fully ready, because shit can happen. Okay, so I was full-time Herbalife for 2 or 3 years, and life happened. We separated. And I moved back to Los Angeles. And so just quickly, I never used to let things bother me. Like life was separate. Like business was this and life was separate. And I never used to let things put a hold on me. Everybody knows who knows me, like you will never know I'm going through anything. And I've been through a lot of shit in the last 8 years. Okay? Things people will never know about. Right? But I knew that my why was bigger now. Like at first my why was selfish. And honestly, and to keep it a buck, your why doesn't have to be your children. So let's be very clear about that. Okay? Because some people, I mean, I'm not saying you're not motivated about your kids, but it may not be your child that is going to push you. It's just that's just the reality of it. Just because you have kids does not mean that. But it may be the bigger picture, right? So from making $135 my first month to then as a brand new Global Expansion Team member making consistently $4,500 per month. Okay, and that was a high get. This is before get 2.5. This is a high get check. Okay, to then life happening and me having to figure it out and letting go of my ego and having to go back to work after 3 years of being independent. Okay, it was very hard. And for those of you who may have done that or are thinking about doing that, just remember that it's okay to do that because you got to humble yourself. Okay. And it's okay. Life happens. Life will knock you down and you will not be knocked down all the way to the bottom in order for you to get back up. So, moving forward, so I can get into the goal settings. Yes, we have been global expansion team for the last 5 years. For the last, 2 years maybe, we have, to keep it a buck, we have not been collecting as a global expansion team, which is fine, okay? The pin is still there, and what I will say is be very grateful for the pin that you have. I'm very understanding that you want to be higher, that you want to be, I don't know, senior consultant, qualified producer, supervisor, world team, active world team, get, mill, press. I'm understanding that, but please be very proud of the pin that you have, because for a long time, I was not like, I wanted to, like, because everybody, like, I don't know, I'm not to say it like that, but everybody knew, like, all of LA, like, I'm out here with the go-getters, you feel me? Like, all these all press teams, these are a lot of my great friends, and they knew I was supposed to be a press team already. But just like we said earlier, you have to arrive there before the pin gets there. And if your mindset is not there yet, you're not going to get there because you're not deserving of it. I know a lot of press teams today, to keep it real, who don't deserve that pin. You got to humble yourself, right? You got to keep it real with yourself. And also, when it comes to your results and when it comes to your pin changes and stuff like that, always remember that there's somebody out there right now that wants to be exactly where you are. So don't ever downplay what you're making. Right now, consistently for the last 3-4 months, we've been making my Herbalife check has been at least $1,500, between $1,000 and $1,500. And for me, that's cool because I end up going back to work, and I have 2 other businesses. So for a lot of people, your business, like Herbalife, it's going to be something like I'm going to do Herbalife until. It's okay. I've been in the business for almost 8 years now, right? And my 2 years to press could start right now, and that's something you got to keep in your head. It doesn't matter how long you've been in this business. Your 2 years to press could start this very second. 2 years from now, it doesn't have to be 2 years from where you started. You have seen a lot of people move very quickly in the business, but a lot of them didn't have a choice but to only be about Herbalife. Me, I love to do a lot of whole other shit. I'm a dancer. I'm a choreographer. Okay. I have my own teeth business, so I do teeth whitening, teeth gems. I make grills. Okay, I'm a medical assistant from 10 to 3 every day, and sometimes later. And I'm a mother of twins. I have a lot of shit going on. I've always had a lot of shit going on. But I had to humble myself and get back to making money that's outside of Herbalife, because Herbalife wasn't fun for me anymore for a long time. And I'm very grateful for my sponsor for coming back in the business. I'm very grateful for Pat, for coming back, because this would not be. And this is the vibe that we all used to be on. You know what I mean? And I'm so grateful because for a long time, I just couldn't get with it. I couldn't get back into, and like I said, I knew I was always going to do Herbalife for the rest of my life. But for at least 2 years, I don't know. I don't know what it was. But I know what it was now. And it was because my sponsor wasn't in it anymore. And it just was unauthentic to me. The people that I had to be around, just to keep it real. Right? So, getting into goal setting. Okay, so number 1, write down the ultimate pin level that you would like to be at. Real quick. One day, another call, I'll go into the rest of my story, but to keep it light, that's, y'all get the rest, okay? So, actually, yeah, matter of fact, put it in the chat. Thank you, Coop. Put it in the chat. And then next, put in, do you know the qualifications to get there? Yes or no? It's okay if you don't, no problem. That's what we're here for. No problem. Cool. Okay, so here's how you goal set. Now, there's something called mind dumping, okay? So every night before you go to sleep, you get a calendar, you get a piece of paper, okay? Put your phone on airplane mode, do whatever you gotta do, turn the TV off, put the kids in their room and close the door. I don't know. All right. All right. So you're gonna dump out everything you gotta do for the next day. How many times do we go throughout the day and we're like, oh, I forgot to do this, I forgot to do that. Oh, I forgot I gotta do this. What is Mackenzie doing in there? Jesus. Right? Okay, so you're gonna write down everything you gotta do. So from brushing your teeth in the morning to making your shake to running to the grocery store to working from 10 to 3, from all these different things. And then next to it, you're gonna write the times you're gonna do each thing. So from 6 to 6:30, I'm waking up, I'm having my shake, tea, and tabs, and I don't know, I'm using the bathroom, whatever, right? However detailed you like to get. And then from 6:30 to 7, I'm getting dressed and I'm heading out the door. And then from 7:30 to 8, like, okay, do y'all get that? Okay, so just throughout the day. Something you also want to put down is how many people you're gonna talk to, how many social media posts you're gonna post, and just like your own personal like health and fitness goals, because you are your own best client. What you do, your client's gonna do. What you do, your coach is gonna do. Okay. Now, doing that is called time blocking. So you mind dumped everything you need to do, and then you time blocked. So you're blocking off the time. Just like I said earlier, you may not do everything in that allotted time that you created, because shit happens. We got kids, we got jobs, we work late, we do all these different things, right? But at least that you wrote it down, you know exactly where you at on track. Okay? That's daily. So there's something called a daily method of operation, and there are things that you need to do daily to accomplish your goals. So if it's let's say you have a goal a year from now. So October LDW next year, I need to be melting, right? So then you work back in quarters. So in the last 3 months, I need to be at least 2.5 get, right? And in the middle, the third quarter, I'm sorry, it's fourth quarter. In the third quarter, which is those 3 months, I need to be at least get. And then in the second quarter, I need to be at least active royalty. And in the first quarter, which is in these next 3 months, I need to be at whatever your next pin level is at. I'm going kind of fast, so I don't have a lot of time. So I hope you guys can grasp what I'm talking about. Okay, so you work backwards, because at that point, now you know, okay, in the next 3 months, if I'm not quite at get, I'll be at least active royalty. And then you break down your daily method of operation of what you need to do. So like I said, how many posts you need to post, how many people you need to talk to, what does your follow-up look like? Right? Okay, so there's that. Then, like I said earlier, when it comes to volume, how much volume, like put in the chat real quick, what's your volume goal for this month? And if you haven't thought of it yet, put it in there right now. Cool. So by the 15th of the month, we need to be at least half of that. So write down what that is. So by October 15th, which is 2 days before LDW, I need to be at what? Okay. And then you got to look at, okay, what does that look like for my follow-ups? How many people do I need to follow up with? What members do I have in my BizWorks? If you don't know how to work BizWorks, you got to talk to your sponsor about that. Like, who's in my downline? What if you don't have any downline? No problem, because your team will come to you, right? But you have to manifest that. You have to write that down. Okay. But what do my clients look like? Who is being coached so well that they're already coaching other people in this chat? You got to look at stuff like that, because that's who you present the opportunity to. Hey, oh, you already a PM because you've been doing so great. No problem. You a VIP client. Who else is noticing your results? Oh, your mom. Cool. Let's get her on the plan. Do you want to keep the money, or do you want me to keep the money? Because I can. But we in a pandemic right now, right? So does this make sense to everybody as far as the goal setting? Yeah? Okay, so real quick, because I know it's 8 o'clock, let me tell you about my pet peeves. Number 1, Steph and Marty know this great. I'm about to be done in 5 minutes. Don't use the word try. I hate that fucking word. Oh my God. Why are you using it? Like, try? Try what? What are you doing? So y'all know me, I'm very blunt. It's lifted up. I'm very blunt, I'm very honest, right? It's either black or white for me. There's no gray area. So let me give you an example. If you in a club, okay, I mean, if you at home, you in a bed, you comfortable, you watching, y'all know the story, right? You comfortable, you watching your favorite movie, you feel me? You got a glass of wine, I don't know, or a glass of lift, I don't know what the hell you're doing, okay? But you comfortable, right? Your homegirl hits you, homeboy hits you, it's 11 o'clock at night. They like, hey, we finna go to the club, you coming? And you like, oh, I'm gonna try. Are you going? If you comfortable where you at? No, right? So to me, in my opinion, the word try is a nice word of saying I'm not going to put forth the effort. That's just what I think that word means. And it's such a lame word to me. So you're going to start to switch up your language because you speak everything into existence. So you're going to start to use the word intention. My intention is to. My intention is to. We don't use the word try. I heard that word about 50 million times before Steph introduced me. Oh my God, y'all, I was over here going crazy. Also, Steph already called somebody out. We don't use the word hope. I'm not going to hope to do nothing. Either I am or I'm not. Right? I am or I'm not. I'm not going to hope to do anything. Because if I hope, it's probably not going to happen. I'm not going to dream to do anything. My goal is to. Because a goal not written down is just a dream. It's just something in the air. Right? Two more things. Sorry. I wrote it down. Something I wanted to make sure that I said. Oh, where's that notebook? Oh, here we go. 1 second. While I look for this, if your room is cluttered, your mind gonna be cluttered. Okay, thank you. If your house is dirty, your mind is dirty. Okay. Please clean your room. Please make your bed in the morning. You're an adult. Thank you. Give everything you've got to everything that you do. Because what's the point of doing it if you're not gonna give 120%? Like, what's the point? Why are you sitting here on this call if you're just not gonna be present? What's up? Where you at? You probably over here watching TV, cooking, doing other shit. I'm guilty of it too sometimes. But what's the point of being on if you're not gonna be present? The person that you are right now is not gonna get you to the next level. Just said that earlier. The person that you are right now is not gonna get you to the next level. Whatever you're doing now, just do it massively. Do it more. Just do it 10 times. Who has read the 10X rule? The book. Read it again. Thank you. What else? Your problem isn't the business. Your problem isn't the people that are in your business. The problem isn't the clients. The problem is you. Okay, let's just be real. The problem is that you're not being consistent enough. Get consistent with consistency. Thank you. When you decide to not go hard in the paint, when you decide to not play full out, you're not hurting me. You're not hurting your sponsor. You're not hurting your team. You're hurting your future and your business and your kids. That ain't got nothing to do with me. You don't have to do nothing. I don't care because I'm still going to make money, right? I still got a team. I'm good. Are you good? Right? You do what you do. I do what I do to do what I love. So like I said, keep that job because you need to do that until you're good to do what you want to do. Use that income to fuel your dream of Herbalife. Okay? To invest in yourself, to invest in your products, more products. The more products that you take, the more you can talk about it, the more products that you can, offer to others, right? As a leader, you must be inconvenienced. Shit isn't going to be easy. People are going to get on your nerves. But my advice to you is to are you up the marketing plan and not out of it, okay? Thank you. Last thing, because my family about to leave. And I know I got to get off this call. Where did it go? How you feel about your plan is going to get others on the plan. So for me, all I sold was the plan that I was on. Okay, the plan I started with. Because I'm like, hey, listen, I started with this plan. I lost 10 pounds in the first month. Do you want to do the same?
She ain't lying. She made me spend all that damn money. She is not lying.
Thank you. Thank you. And your roast is bomb, right? Okay, thank you. Hi, yeah. Yes, niece. Hi. All right. Last thing. You're allowed to be affected, but not allowed to be swayed off course. Okay? So like I said, with my whole story and the stuff that I had to go through, I really didn't get into all of it, and I have to go in just a second. But you're allowed to be affected, but not swayed off course. Okay? So thank you guys so much for letting me share. I'm excited for our team to be back to where it's supposed to be. I'm excited to grow this call to 200 people and plus and 300 and beyond. And I'm excited to help all you guys move up to all levels that you would love to move up to. So I'm out.
Yo. Listen, if y'all wasn't taking notes, I don't know what you was doing, because didn't they say note takers is money makers? She was just going in, okay? So yeah, get it together if you wasn't taking notes. But so
Thank you.
Open it up for some questions, just a couple questions, because
I got time for two, because my family's about to leave my house, so I got two questions. I got time for that. Otherwise, I will answer everything in the chat.
perfect. So whoever got a question, come off mute.
I got questions. So what's up? My name's Will. You probably know me already. I'm currently a supervisor right now. If you could just go over it, because I know you was in a time crunch. You can go over like time dumping again, because I really like the way that sounded. Okay, so mind dumping. So at night, you turn everything off. You get a piece of paper. You dump everything you got to do the next day. Everything, from waking up and using the bathroom to going to sleep. Okay, and then you time block. So time blocking is putting next to those things a period of time that you're going to do these things at. Okay, and then you put it in your physical calendar, because it's something that you're going to be able to look at. I mean, you can put it in your one on your phone too, no problem. But like I said, writing stuff down is way more fundamental and way more like, it makes you think about it. I don't know what it is. It's something about, it's cognitive. It's something about putting the pen to a paper. Does that make sense? Okay. Yeah, I do, for sure. Anything else, you can hit me on Telegram. Anybody else? It's good.
One more question.
Yep.
No, I'm just saying one more.
No.
Anybody.
What's your mindset jumping into the next 90 days?
My mindset
You totally like fired up, and I just want to feel like where you're at.
Well, my mindset really, I think generally speaking, is to get a team as close to 2.5 as possible. But for me, what's most important is getting my people to where they want to be. So like Madi hitting active world team, Steph hitting active world team, like Jazz hitting world team, like those, like everybody, you know what I mean? And then also sidelines, like all you guys too. So because I know sideline relationships are so much stronger most of the time than upline, downline, like direct sideline. You know what I mean? It's the team members that are going to help inspire you to move to the next level, accountability partners that are not in the same line. So these sideline relationships are super important. So that's my mindset, and really is to just fulfill a 90-day plan. Because like I said on the chat before, I've never completed one. I've just been go. Because I've always had a hustle mentality just my entire life based off of how I was raised. And I was able to duplicate that, but really for us, the team is to have a structure that we can duplicate together, because I always did super high volume and I was never able to duplicate it because I had no idea how I was doing it. I was just doing it. So it's just really to get everybody to have a stable structure, and for the foundation that we have is to be able to duplicate that and just get new, because new solves all. It doesn't matter who left, it's about what's coming, right? So that's my mindset.
So thank you.
Welcome. I love y'all.
Thank you.
I still have to go, but I
Thanks,
love
Chell.
Thank you so much.
The Beastie did that thing, girl. Go ahead, girl. Thank you, girl.
All right, I'll talk to y'all later.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Fire me up, y'all. I know I'm not the only one fired up. So that pretty much wraps it up for this call. Next week we're gonna have Pat sharing his story, dropping all the gems, okay, on how he grew his Herbalife business to 7K